Friends, welcome to her story. I am excited to be at Laos Media Group today. Today, my special guest is none other than the Pastor Darlene Britt. I'm excited to sit down and have this conversation with Darlene Britt, Pastor Darlene Britt. Listen, y'all. I when I say I love this woman, I love Pastor Britt. How you doing, Pastor Britt?
I am doing good. And let me say thanks for inviting me, having me here. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, first and foremost, so normally to our crew, normally this is Real Talk with Shanita and her
Yeah.
story with Katrice. Shout out to my sis, my twin Shanita.
Yeah.
She is on vacation right now. She is taking time for herself and for her
hmm
family. So just a shout out to my sis Shanita. She will be back. We will be back for Real Talk with Shanita and her story with Katrice. But today it's just me. You get me and you get Pastor Britt.
Yeah.
And so for those that don't know, like who is Darlene Britt?
Well, first of all, I'm just a simple, laid back person. I don't need a lot. Just live a simple life. Um, a little bit of background about me. I was born and raised in the church by my aunt, Dr. D.L. Green. We were in church all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of tells you a lot. Being in church, raised in the church, we didn't get a chance to do much of anything. But we loved it and we enjoyed it. And so that's pretty much who I am. Love family, love my friends, love you. Been knowing you for, I'm going to say about 15, 16 years. We,
Something,
we went
yeah.
to Greater Joy
Yeah,
together.
we served at Greater
So,
Joy.
yeah. So, again, thank you.
You're welcome. It's an honor to be in your presence,
Oh,
Pastor
wow.
Britt. It is. Um, so a while ago, so April, no, March. March is Women's History Month, and so what it initiated this sit down was I came across the post where we were supposed to sit down for Women's History Month, and so my theme for that month was women who inspire women, and I can say you're truly one of those women
Thank
in
you.
ministry that inspire me. And I look up to you, and I have so much love and respect for you, Elder Britt. I'm sorry.
Thank
I'm
you.
so used to saying Elder Britt. I got to get used.
I'm good with that.
We're getting to the point though. We're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna talk about you have a lot of amazing things that are happening. But first, so you said you grew up in a church. So at what point did you start out like serving in ministry? Did you serve like as a child, or at what point did you
Mm-hmm.
answer like the call to ministry?
Um, of course, started out as a child because in the church, my aunt made sure that we worked. We got involved to keep us busy. And so, with that being said, after a while, you just start to love it, you know, because that's what you're doing. You do it wholeheartedly, and that's what you love, and it becomes a passion. So, it started at an early age, and then when I look back over my life, seeing all the things that God brought me through, it just made that love grow.
Mm-hmm.
So it brought me to this place that I am today. Um,
Things that we encounter, and every person's journey is different,
yeah.
right?
hmm
And so we all go through like a long suffering season. Sometimes like the breakthrough doesn't happen right away. We don't come out of our situations right away. So what could you say to someone that's going through like the journey now, and like just being resilient
Well,
or
I will share this. Sometimes God shows us stuff but we don't get to see the middle. You know, a lot of times he'll show us the end. And the end is the glorious part. But the journey to get there is the sleepless nights, it's the shedding of tears, it's the questions, is this what you actually said for me to do? The journey come with a lot of, like you said, suffering, heartache, and pain. But yet, because of you know what God has said, you suffer it out
Yeah.
to know that it won't always be like this.
Why that song? It won't always be like this, but I can't sing.
God will perfect that concerning you.
Yes.
Because sooner or later, it's got to turn. And I always use the thing and talk about in natural, because we compare natural with spiritual things. It's never going to rain always.
Right.
It's never going to storm always. It's never going to hail always. But we know the sun will shine again.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I've gone through my seasons of like life. Like life happens, and I admit
For
like
sure.
sometimes life is hard, and so just remembering like it like
won't.
trouble don't last always. It won't be like this every day all the time. Like you said, the sun will shine even
will.
after rain.
It will.
You're an author. You didn't mention it.
I am. I am the author of a book called God Help My Mind. That book has been out for about 8 or 9 years. I never did a book signing or anything to really, because I didn't want to actually sell it. I just wanted to kind of give the book away. But that book is out, and I'm currently working on and just about finished with the second book, which is called Prayer Essentials. And it goes on and it talks about as an intercessor, the things that we need to have in order to qualify for that. So that's just about to publish. And I also have the third book, which is a kid's book. You know I love the kids.
Yes.
So with that being said, I have the third book, which is called Big Beautiful Rainbow. And what that entails is how most of the time children try to fit in somebody else's what their shine, but knowing that all kids and all of us have our own shine. So, yeah.
That's awesome. So I don't know if you know, but Fonte does have a book club. So when you're ready, we will be happy to have. I'm speaking for Fonte, but we would be happy for you to join
Okay.
us for the community book club reading. Once you have everything finished and when you're ready,
Okay.
we'll figure that out so that you can come back and do that if
Talk
that's
about
something
it.
you wish. Yep.
Okay. Sounds good.
So, okay, Elder Britt. So, you grew up in church. You've been serving for like a long time.
A long time. And not just me serving, but I try to instill in my boys that are musicians, try to instill that in them. Sometimes, especially now, everybody want to get paid for everything that they do. But I try to instill in my boys that your gifts and your talents will make room for you. And don't
Absolutely.
always expect a monetary gift.
Right.
Do it because it's a God-given gift and you didn't have to pay for it, the gift. You did have to develop it though, but you didn't have to pay for the gift. So give back.
Yeah.
Give back, and then that way God will keep blessing you and increasing you.
Yeah. So, speaking of give back, there was a community giveaway yesterday.
Listen, it was a lot of work, but truly it was worth it to see, meeting the need of the people, to be able to give and make sure you give nice stuff away, not just something that you don't want or something
Yeah.
that you don't need, but just generally nice stuff and give it away. And just to see them saying, oh, I thank you. I needed that. It's a blessing that you're doing this for the community. And so even though we were tired today, we were grateful to be
Yeah.
able to give back to the community.
So, so it was like a clothing
It was
giveaway and
clothes, it was shoes, it was household things. We gave food away as well, and just enjoyed meeting. And and not only that, that helped us to meet the community and where the church is.
yeah.
So that was like we're here. Like we're here, expect this from us to do things positive in the community.
So for the items that you give away, like where do these items come from? Like do y'all take donations or how can someone that wants to support contribute or make donations for not just the community giveaway, but you have ministry, and we're going to talk about
Yeah.
gatekeepers ministry. But just like how do we support and give?
We do it twice a year, and it's probably about the third time we've done it. But this time we just tried to make it bigger and made sure the community knew about it. So we advertised more. And I run a daycare. So with my parents, I made sure that they knew, to bring clothes or shoes that their kids have outgrown. So we kind of did it with both daycare and church.
Okay. And so you said twice a year.
And to give, you can just bring it by 528 Redgate Avenue, and we'll be glad to take it.
Because
Glad
listen,
to.
I got some stuff. I have a lot of stuff. So
And I think we all do.
yeah. So spring, it is look spring clean.
Yes.
Like anything that's lightly used, gently
Yes.
used. Make sure that you reach out to Pastor Britt and make a donation.
Yeah, we would be so grateful for that.
Yeah. So you had the community event that was yesterday, and so you have another big day coming up. It's Sunday.
Sunday, May 4th, it's going to be our official launch. So the service is set for 9:30, and I figured if I did 9:30, it would give space for anybody that wanted to come by, and then maybe your church have church at 11. So I did that so we could get more people to come, especially my family. Some of them work Sunday afternoons and stuff, so it was a lot put into that so that I could kind of get everybody. We're excited. We ran into some challenges, but if I didn't have challenges, I wouldn't know that I'm on the right road. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I wouldn't know that, okay, this doesn't have to be easy to be God.
This
And
does not have to be easy to be God.
Because he want to see that, see your perseverance. He want to see your tenacity. He want to see your fortitude toward what the thing that he has called you to. And to see how you're going to maneuver through the ups and downs and challenges of life, through all of the things, right?
Yeah.
And so even in the challenges, I just would I know in the end, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay. So I try not to worry, which is, for the human side, it's hard. But then, you got that factor of, I'm going to trust him regardless of what my natural eyes see. I'm going to trust him with my heart.
Absolutely. So, how often will you have service, and would it be at that same time every Sunday, or
Every Sunday. But for the month of May, I will go ahead and talk about that real quick. For the month of May 4th is the initial launch. That next Sunday, not quite sure about dates, talking off the top of my head. That following Sunday after May 4th, we would just have a time of worship and prayer, so it won't be a full service. And I told my friend, I said, well, one thing, about me, it's gotta be established on prayer.
Yeah.
It's just gotta be. So I was like, most of the time we put prayer off for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever. But I was like, I think it needs to be on a Sunday, and so we scheduled that for the second Sunday. The third Sunday, we'll have service again, a whole worship service. But that fourth Sunday in May, we'll do it again with the prayer. And I've invited people that I know that are true intercessors for those times.
Yeah. Oh, Elder Britt, I just love you. I really do. So I remember my children were younger. Like you mentioned, we met at Greater Joy, serving through Greater Joy. And one of the things that I always remember was just you were just so graceful and just so warm and genuine. And that is something that like I truly appreciate to be able to encounter and experience. We have people now, like I said, life is happening, and we have
Right.
people that, some people don't always make it to the four walls of the church. Some people are dealing with church hurt, or like just seeing sometimes, let's be honest, like sometimes they say like church folks are hypocrites, or maybe not even understanding how we're all people, so sometimes we have issues. But for the people that may be looking for a church home, or they may be looking, just looking for hope or faith when it comes being skeptical about entering into the four walls of the church.
The first thing I would say about that, Katrice, would be you gotta try. Because everywhere it's not the same. All of us in this room can say we probably had church hurt, but that didn't deter us, because a person that was in the church that hurt you, you can't say that they hadn't been hurt. So all they know is what they received.
Right.
So you can't put everybody in the same box. You have to give people a chance. You have to open up, because you want somebody to do that for you. You know what I'm saying? You want somebody to be able to say, I see and I know and I've been there, because most of us have. Especially if you've been in church all your life, there's no way
Yeah.
that you have not been hurt. And sometimes the hurt was intentional, and then sometimes it wasn't. So you got to look at the whole picture, and then you got to realize, what part did I play? Because sometimes we play a part in that, and then we want to act as the victim. But I believe if we truly open up our heart, God will send the right people. He'll send you to the right place at the right time, because we all need to be healed from something. I don't care if it's childhood trauma. I don't care what has happened in your life. There is healing. And you got to search, and you have to find that.
That's good. And to what you said, like, I think, like, not just being in the four walls of the church, but establishing your relationship and your faith.
Outside the
Yeah.
church, because the church is designed for all of us that love him and that work in ministry to go that Sunday, get what you need in the four walls, and you go out. And I think what happened is, when we in the four walls, we get so consumed with everybody in the four walls that we don't really think about those outside.
True.
So the four walls is really to empower us to go about our Father's business. So I can say I've been hurt in the church, but it didn't stop me. Now I ain't gonna say it didn't slow me down, but it didn't stop me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's some good stuff. Like, y'all, are y'all taking notes? Because this is some good stuff. Like, listen, I am being poured into. I ain't even gonna lie, but yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
listen.
I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you remember about 2 years ago we were supposed to do this?
Mhm.
You do.
Mhm.
And I was thinking on the way here how the timing of God
Yep.
is so important,
Yep. God's
because
timing.
actually it's right on the edge of the opening and the launch of the church. And I was thinking, as long as we talked about actually doing this, now is the perfect time. So God has everything strategized and organized that we don't even know that we're being used. So thank you.
That's so awesome. Yeah, because I didn't realize, like, I knew that I had saw a post before, but what struck me, or like the reason why I reached out, was because we were supposed to sit down, and it came up on my memories, and I was like, I need to sit down and talk to Elder Britt. and God's timing is so
Yeah.
perfect. Because like you said, you just have so many amazing things that are happening, and the launch of Gatekeepers. How did you come up with Gatekeepers Ministry?
Well, actually, the actual church, and this is going to blow somebody's mind. Actually, the church I've had for over 20 years. When I went to purchase a daycare center, the daycare center that I purchased had a church in front, and I was like, I ain't thinking about the church. I just want the daycare. So, but down through the years, I've rented it out, rented it out, rented it out. And the last time I rented it out, it was just like we needed to redo it before I could rent it again. And I told my brother, I was just taking my grandson to school that lives with me now because his dad passed away, so he lives with me. And, just early morning is always a good. I was like, Lord, I don't understand. It's already all of these churches, and it's like the churches, you from this church, and then somebody might go to the next church, but the souls that's out in the street are not the ones that's getting the benefit of the church when I'm talking about the four walls. And then he was like, I was like, Lord, I don't know, because it's nothing that I ever wanted to do. You meet people, they want to be a pastor, they want to be a bishop, they want things of big titles and stuff. That's
Yeah,
never me. I am a background person for
I
real.
say that all the time.
Just put me in the background and I'm good. But the Lord had other plans, and I talked to him that morning, I was like, Lord, I don't understand. And it was like as if he said, oh, you understand. You understand well. And then I was like, well, what would be the name? And he simply said,
Cake.
Gatekeepers. So with me, I always do my research. I went and I looked up gatekeepers and the meaning of it. And I was like, okay, then that'll work. That'll work. I like it. So that's how we came up with the name Gatekeepers Ministry. Yeah.
Okay. So, is it anything else that you want to share, or just say to the people that's
Um,
watching?
I just want to say, that as you were speaking before, all of us go through things in life that could just shut us down. But the thing that we've got to do is we got to keep moving. I dealt with grief, as you know. I dealt
Yeah.
with that. And anybody that's going through grief, I just want to say to you, you can make it to the other side. Even though there's 5 steps of grief, and it seems hard to get through them all, but you can make it with the help of the Lord. And no matter what your journey looks like, you got to know that He said in His word, He would never leave you, nor will He forsake you. So you got somebody that you can lean on in any crisis, because life be lifing. You would be surprised if you actually sat down and talked with people the things that they're going through, and they don't show it on their countenance. They don't look like they're going through. But if you ever sit down and talk with them, you'll realize, wow, I would have never known that they were going through that. Which means to me that God will preserve you in your times of trials, troubles, griefs, all in life that bring, God will take care of his own, because he said in his word, we're the apple of his eye. Can you imagine what that really means? We are the apple of his eye. And I just want to say, be encouraged, no matter what happened, no matter what season, because seasons do change. Might go through a winter season, which is a hard, dark season. You might go through spring, where you see the breaking of day, a little bit, things coming into play. You might go through summer, which things seem to be all, you know, enjoying life. I'm gonna put it that way, enjoying life, the beach and all of the things that happen in the summer seasons. And then you might go to the fall. Well, I want you to know, in every one of them seasons, God never changed. He was the same God. So be encouraged. If you don't have a church, find you a good church. I'm not even saying come to Gatekeepers. I'm saying find you a good church. Find you a tribe. Can be 2 or 3 people that you can trust and have confidence in things that's going on in your journey. So be encouraged. Hold your head up to know it won't always be like this.
Yes. If I could snap. Listen, y'all. I am here with Pastor Darlene Britt.
Let me say that word to me just
Pastor? You cringe.
yeah, because I'm so afraid of not being able to hold it up. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know I got the help and I know I got the helper, which is the Holy Ghost, but some days are not always good days.
Yeah.
But I know with God's help, I can do all things through him that's going to strengthen me.
Absolutely. And I truly believe that you've been in church for, like you said, since a child, and you have led. I don't think you realize the impact that you've had on people. I'm sure not just me, but so many others. God trusted you with this assignment. Like, you're ready. You've been doing this for a long time.
I have been doing it for a long time. So it just seems different, and it feels different.
Yeah.
But you're right. I actually have been doing it for a long time.
You have.
Yeah.
And so I am excited for you.
Well,
I am
you.
excited to see what God does through you and through Gatekeepers. I will be like, listen, I'll be there. Like, if you need my support, like in ministry to serve or however I can help, to help you with your vision and the vision that God has given you for Gatekeepers, I am here. Just a phone call away. So I am here to, you know me, I have a servant heart.
Yes, you do.
And so I am here to serve, to help however I can. Like, I was excited to see your post about your launching the church. And so I'm just truly excited, and especially for that community. Like you said, sometimes the church doesn't reach the people that
Right.
who we need to reach. And so I'm truly excited for that community, and for you to be in a space to truly have an impact on the people in that community. I'm excited for you.
And another thing, and I'm sorry.
You're fine.
But I've been in that community 20 years. And I don't think it's anybody that just recently moved in that don't know me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because with me, I'm going to always speak. I don't even got to know you. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
So it's a lot of people that know me, and a lot of people that look out. If they see anything going on strange, around my building, or anything, they're going to call me.
Yeah.
Like, do you know? And I can, say, yeah, I know. Even if somebody over there cutting grass, I got one neighbor going to make sure that I know that somebody's over there. So
Yeah.
I'm grateful. And I do believe that God put me there for a reason, to be a light in that community.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you again.
You're welcome, friends. Gatekeeper. What was the time again? Fonte, you have the
9:30,
flyer.
May 4th at 9:30.
All
And we're expecting a great move of God on that Sunday. We're going to start off with prayer at 9:25, and then we're going to go right into worship and just going to have a wonderful time. I got family that's in Virginia that's coming and Greensboro. So, yeah, we're going to have a time.
That is so awesome. So, if you are available on Sunday, stop by. If you have items to donate, reach out to Pastor Darlene Britt, or you can reach out to me, and I'll make sure that whatever it is that you donate, that it reaches Pastor Britt's hands and to the church. Again, thank you, Pastor Britt.
You're so welcome.
I'm just so listen, y'all. Like I'm a fan. Like I love Pastor Britt, honestly. I wish you all the best in
you.
what God is doing through you and in you and for that community, for your community. Yeah.
Thank you.
Friends, tomorrow night, join us. Fonte, you got it. Loud's Media Group. Join us tomorrow night. My bro Sonny Biggs will be in the building at Loud's Media Group for the Uncle Sonny Biggs show every Monday at 8. So join my brother Sonny Biggs tomorrow here at 8 o'clock. And then we have Pastor Darlene Britt, who will be having her official launch for Gatekeepers Ministry. That is happening Sunday. And remember, if you have any items that you'd like to donate, reach out to Pastor Britt, reach out to me, and we will arrange to make sure that it gets into the hands of the people that need it most. Mm-hmm. Thank you guys for watching. Any last words, Pastor Britt?
No, thank you. Thank you again for inviting me. I'm glad to come. And just want to say, I pray that God bless you even the more for being a servant. And I know that he will. And I do want to say, going back, when I first met you, your babies were small. And I called you. Didn't I call you and tell you a long time ago what I saw for your babies? You remember?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I told you you were such a great mom. And that God was really using you to get your babies where they needed to be. And and they have all excelled. Yeah. So congratulations. Great job.
Thank you. Don't make me cry. Thank you. Thank you. It's truly God. God has been so gracious. Mm-hmm. And so thank you so much.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching. My sister and I will be back. We'll post a flyer for that soon. But again, join my bro, Sonny Biggs, tomorrow at 8 p.m. at Loud's Media Group for the Uncle Sonny Show. And join us Sunday at Gatekeepers for the official launch. Yes. We're excited about what God is going to do in and through this ministry.
Yep. Amen.
Yes. Thank you all for watching.
Thank you. Y'all be blessed.